Understanding your car's traction control system is key to both safety and performance. Here's a comprehensive breakdown of all you need to know. The traction control system is an active vehicle safety feature designed to prevent loss of traction or wheel spin of the driven wheels during acceleration. The primary goal is to ensure maximum grip and stability when you press the accelerator, especially on low traction surfaces like ice, snow, rain, gravel, or even during aggressive driving on dry pavement. If you want a simple analogy to understand the system, it's the electronic equivalent of a skilled driver gently pumping the gas pedal to avoid spinning the wheels. Traction control system is typically a function of your car's broader electronic stability control system. It uses inputs from the wheel speed sensors to monitor the speed of each wheel and the throttle position sensor to know how much gas you're giving. The system compares the speed of the driven wheels to the non-driven wheels. If the driven wheels are spinning significantly faster, it means they've lost traction. To regain traction, the traction control system automatically applies brakes to the spinning wheels and reduces engine power by closing the throttle, retarding ignition timing, or reducing fuel injector pulse, or a combination of these. Once the wheel speed matches the car's actual speed and grip is restored, the system returns normal control to the driver. When traction control system activates, you might notice a subtle pulsing or vibration through the brake pedal or chassis, a grinding or chattering sound as the anti-lock brake system module rapidly applying and releasing brakes, a momentary drop in engine power or RPMs, even if your foot is on the accelerator, and a flashing light on the dashboard. If you see a solid traction control warning light, it usually means the system is manually turned off by the driver. If you see flashing light, it indicates the system is actively intervening to regain traction. This is normal during operation. If you see solid light plus a check engine light illuminated at the same time, this signals a fault in the system. You should have it diagnosed. The car may have disabled traction control system or the electronic stability control as a result. Keep traction control system on for virtually all daily driving conditions. It's your guardian in wet or icy roads, in snowy conditions, on gravel or dirt roads, when pulling out from a slippery junction or during hard acceleration on uneven pavement. There are a few specific scenarios where less electronic intervention is better. For example, if you're stuck in deep snow, mud, or sand, wheel spin can sometimes help dig out. Traction control system can hinder this by cutting power. Turn it off to rock the car free. Using snow chains can confuse wheel speed sensors. Consult your manual, but turning off traction control system is often recommended. Experienced drivers on a closed course may want to disable traction control system to control power slides or achieve faster lap times through controlled drifts. This is an advanced technique. Traction control system must be disabled for dynamometer operation. In most modern cars, turning off traction control only partially disables the system. A full defeat of electronic stability control often requires a more complex procedure, if possible at all, for safety reasons. Traction control system is not a substitute for winter tires or safe driving. It cannot overcome the laws of physics. It does not help with braking. That's the job of the anti-lock braking system. Traction control system does not prevent sliding in corners due to excessive speed. That's the primary job of electronic stability control, which uses traction control system as one of its tools. It does not protect against hydroplaning. Once a wheel is floating on water, no system can create traction. When we look at the common problems and maintenance of traction control system, the most common issue is faulty wheel speed sensor, which causes the traction control system or the ABS warning lights to illuminate and disables the system. Bad wiring or corrosion at sensor connections and faulty steering angle sensor, which is part of the electronic stability control system, can also cause the traction control system to malfunction. There is no scheduled maintenance for traction control system itself. However, it relies on a healthy braking system and equal tire sizes and pressures. Mismatched tire tread or significant differences in wear can confuse and disable the system. Your traction control system is a vital, always-on safety partner. It works silently in the background to prevent wheel spin and help you accelerate smoothly in poor conditions. Leave it on unless you have a specific, understood reason to turn it off temporarily. If its warning light stays on, get your vehicle checked to ensure this critical safety net is fully functional. Think of the traction control system not as a simple switch, but as the kinesthetic intelligence of your vehicle, a silent, sophisticated cyber-physical system. It's not a standalone unit. It's a vital subfunction of the vehicle's integrated chassis management system. Think of it as a symphony orchestra, where the ABS control module acts as the conductor, processing data and issuing commands. The muscle comes from the hydraulic modulator, the same valve body used for ABS and stability control, which precisely adjusts brake fluid pressure at each wheel. And it's fed information by a network of sensors, precise wheel speed sensors for real-time rotation, and for the related stability control system, sensors that measure the car's yaw, lateral movement, and even the driver's intended direction via the steering angle sensor. Crucially, it's in constant conversation with the engine control module to request torque reduction. This system has evolved dramatically. First-generation systems from the 80s and 90s were primitive, often just cutting engine power in a jerky, all-or-nothing manner. The second generation, in the late 90s and 2000s, integrated brake intervention, applying brakes to individual wheels for finer control and even early torque vectoring effects. Modern, third-gen systems are fully integrated and predictive. Using a full network of sensors, they can preemptively adjust torque before wheel spin even occurs by monitoring your throttle input, gear selection, and the forces acting on the car. While the core purpose is the same, manufacturers implement it differently, often under branded names that hint at their tuning. Bosch, a major supplier, calls it ASR or anti-slip regulation. Mercedes-Benz uses ASR and ESP registered, while BMW's performance-oriented version is DSC or dynamic stability control, with a DTC mode for more permissive, sportier driving. Porsche has PSM or Porsche Stability Management for sport-focused handling. Toyota and Lexus systems are typically tuned for seamless, comfortable intervention, and Subaru's VDC is famously integrated with its symmetrical all-wheel drive for exceptional grip. For serious off-roading, systems like Land Rover's Terrain Response 2 are the most advanced, actively simulating differential locks by braking spinning wheels to send torque across an axle. This leads us to the performance and off-road paradox. Sometimes, less tech is more. On a track, traction control is calibrated for public road safety, prioritizing stability over speed. It can cut power precisely when a performance driver wants to use slip to rotate the car or accelerate out of a corner. That's why many sports cars offer a sport or competition mode, like BMW's DTC or Porsche's PSM Sport, which raises the intervention thresholds, allowing skilled drivers to play at the limits. For serious off-roading, the system's ability to act as a simulated diff lock is brilliant, braking a spinning wheel to send torque to the one with grip. However, this generates brake heat and can be slower than a mechanical locker. In deep sand or for maintaining momentum, you might need to turn it off, which is why modern off-roaders have specialized modes for these conditions. If that traction control warning light stays on, troubleshooting follows a logical path. Start with the obvious, check tire pressures, and ensure all tires are closely matched in size and wear. The most common fault is a failed wheel speed sensor or a sensor ring clogged with debris. Other culprits include a faulty brake light switch, low brake fluid, or a steering angle sensor that needs recalibration after an alignment. Given its integrated safety role, any persistent fault really requires professional diagnosis with an advanced scanner. Looking forward, traction control is becoming a foundational layer for autonomous driving. It's integrated with modern all-wheel drive systems to proactively send torque and prevent slip. The sensor data it uses is also fed to adaptive cruise control and automatic emergency braking. And in electric vehicles, we're seeing a revolution. With independent motors, traction control becomes instantaneous and supremely precise, managing traction through torque vectoring without wearing the brakes. Now, if we take the ultimate deep dive, we see traction control as a cybernetic organ system managing the quantum physics of the friction ellipse, where acceleration and cornering compete for the same finite grip. It doesn't just prevent slip, it maintains an optimal slip ratio through complex, real-time calculations of surface friction, which advanced systems can even estimate using optical scanners or radar. The control theory has evolved from simple reactive loops to adaptive model predictive control that runs thousands of simulations per second to choose the optimal intervention. It acts as a Bayesian inference engine, fusing data from wheel speeds, inertial sensors, steering angle, and even camera or radar input, trusting no single sensor. Emerging vehicle-to-everything technology will allow it to receive real-time friction data from cars ahead or road infrastructure. There's an energy management paradox. Brake-based intervention wastes kinetic energy as heat. Advanced EVs like Tesla solve this by using the motors asymmetrically, even generating power at a slipping wheel to feed the one with grip, creating near energy-neutral traction control. The human interface has evolved from a simple warning light to contextual feedback like haptic accelerator pedals, and forward-looking concepts include predictive haptic guidance in the steering wheel or seat. Furthermore, modern systems act as forensic black boxes, logging every intervention, data that has insurance and legal applications. The ecosystem extends to performance tuning, from simple parameter adjustments to full motorsport system replacements and even AI-based systems that learn a driver's style. These high-performance applications must solve a thermodynamic trilemma managing brake, tire, and powertrain heat during sustained intervention. We must also consider the cybersecurity dimension, as these systems on the CAN bus are vulnerable, necessitating cryptographic authentication and intrusion detection. Neurologically, traction control system changes how we drive, leading to a debate about skill atrophy versus augmentation. Peering into the future, we're looking at quantum sensors, entanglement-based data sharing between vehicles, and algorithms that make near-instantaneous optimal decisions. This touches on a philosophical layer. In a split-friction situation, the system makes an encoded ethical choice on how to intervene with incomplete information. For a practical check of your own system, find a safe, empty, wet lot. From a stop, apply moderate throttle. You should feel a rapid pulsing from the brakes and see the light flash, all while accelerating smoothly. If you just get uncontrolled spin, the system may be inactive. In essence, your traction control is an ongoing negotiation. It's a dialogue between the immutable laws of physics, the imperfect interface of rubber and road, the intentions of the driver, the predictive models of silicon intelligence, and the safety imperatives of our world. Every time you accelerate from a stop in the rain, you're experiencing a minor miracle of real-time optimization, a testament to over 4 decades of engineering evolution in the quest to master motion. That is all we have for you in this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more automotive content. We love hearing from you, so drop your thoughts or questions in the comments below. If you have any suggestions for future topics, let us know. Until next time, drive safe and keep exploring the roads of automotive history.